Hey everybody, so on to the next project. What I'm gonna do today, or start today, it's shady over here in the morning, but it's gonna slowly get hot, so I'll probably finish it up tomorrow. But today, if I mentioned this before, I've got a valve on that tank pointing this way, which points more or less towards the valve on this tank pointing that way. Today, or this morning, what I'm going to do is dig a trench very carefully, and I'm still going to have to do some hand digging between the two. Then tomorrow I will bring it out elbow down, or no, bring it out to a union, elbow down, underground, across the other one, bring it back up, and same thing, elbow and union. Go away, Big B. Ooh, I don't know what that was, but it was giant. Anyway, the unions are just in case I ever have to take the tank off, repair it, put a new one in, whatever. A lot easier to do it that way. But the idea is to balance the water between the two tanks. Currently this one's got 600 gallons, I think, and that one's got about 1,200 gallons, I think. Yeah, and that one sits about 6-8 inches lower, which is fine. I'm going to be drawing off of this tank for my water system, and the idea is that if I ever drain this tank dry, obviously this is going to come this way. There'll still be 200-300 gallons over there, and when I did drain this tank, it doesn't totally drain. You can see that the pipe comes out a little bit above, so almost 100 gallons stays in there, which is good because that's 800 pounds holding it down on the ground. So anyway, I gotta reposition the backhoe and very carefully dig relatively close. I'm still gonna have to do some hand digging. So, all right, let me get to it. All right, well, you just saw me dig this not so pretty trench. Obviously, you know, if I'd planned this out a little better, I would have had this pipe buried before I put the tanks in place, but oh well. I still got some hand digging to do, but as you can see, it's in the sun. It's around noon. It gets brutally hot here in the afternoon. Now, for those of you who are from the Northeast or northern areas, you think this trench is a little shallow. I mean, I grew up in western New York where frost line was 48 inches. So foundations, buried water lines, all that stuff had to go that deep because of the frost. Here, the frost line is 3 inches. And that probably happens on a very rare occasion. Most of the time, it's a little dusting of snow last winter, and wake up to some frost, maybe some heavy frost, but frost doesn't get down that deep. So I could have just buried it 3 inches. You see, I went about 1 foot, and that's to help protect it from the cows. There's neighbors run some cows out through here, and they've been coming down here after dark. I don't necessarily see them, but I definitely can smell them. So, and because this is all sand, I'm not going to worry about it. Well, there's some clay, I think, mixed in. I'm not going to worry about like the pipe. I will backfill with the sand, and then if I can get the plate tamper down, I'll tamp it down. So, but right now, the reason the skids are here is to keep the cows from stepping on the valves. I'm going to build some sort of box. I am going to fence off this area, but I'm going to build a box over that just to protect it in case the cows ignore the electric fence. So I'm going to kick back a little bit, stay out of the sun, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, it's the next day, and you can see this. I'm going to be working in the shade if I'm quick enough. So, coming out here, if I figure I got to come out about 10 inches before I go down, and I'm going to start at this end and work my way that way. It's not exactly straight, but I'll get the shovel and clean that out a little bit. Oh, you'll notice that I did move the bus. I turned it around, moved it away from the building. Cell tower is over there. Big steel building, bus, cell tower. I had terrible coverage and it took forever to just do a simple Google search, much less upload a video. So I moved it, and it's not going to be that much warmer on the bus. As you can see, I'm using the scaffolding as tables. So the way this is going to work, this is going to come out of the valve to this going down. So the reason to do this is so that I have I can take and undo this and disconnect one whole tank from the other, and the stuff that's buried in the ground will stay there. So, all right, I need to figure out what I said, 10 inches total. So I'm going to do a piece about 3 inches for here, and then we'll figure out how far I got to go for the next one. So basically, time to just cut pipe. Okay, when I cut these, end up with these burrs, I just like to take a knife and just go around the inside, knock them off. On the outside, I just scrape it, and across the top, just try to get all those little burrs off, and any raised area along the edge that would stop it from going into the next fitting. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. This is just how I do it. Okay, a little bit right there. All right, and what I've been using is Christie's Red Hot Blue Glue. Reason I've been using this is you don't need to have any cleaner, the purple or even cleaner to clean off all the stuff on here. It's all built right in there. So it's just one thing. And some people skimp on the glue. Me, I like to put enough in there because it's sort of lubricates it as it goes in. Makes it easier. Just give it a little twist. Ta-da. And then we just do the same on this one. What's nice with these unions here is that I don't have to really worry about the orientation of the elbow, because when I put it in here, I can get it however I want. So now let's take this outside. Take this thing outside, we'll put it in the valve, and we'll get an idea of how far down I want to go. Now here, I want to try to wipe out the dirt that's in here, stuff that's blown in, because that won't help. I did discover something while I was gone, is I had, when I was doing the gutters, I had a little bit of like a half a can of glue left over. Like I said, I can adjust this however I want, but anyway, I had a half a can of glue left over, and it was in the shop, it was baking, and 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it was dead. So 10 inches to the bottom of the next elbow. So I can just take this off, take this in, make it all up in there, and then we'll go from there. So one of the nice things about dealing with the irrigation company that I bought the tank from is they sell PVC in 20-foot lengths. So none of this, all you can get is 10-footers at Home Depot or Lowe's or most other places. And they sell them with a flanged end, so I don't need the connectors, which is really nice. So I need to figure out how to go from this to that at 10 inches. So, all right, so that's 10 inches is down to the bottom of this. And which puts this, oops, puts this right about there. And so I need a piece about 7.5 inches, because it goes down inside of here and down inside of here. So let's cut a piece. Okay, so I put the elbow on there, attach this. Now, because I could attach this and keep it nice and straight, but that ditch is not nice and straight. So I want to lay this in there, see where this goes, attach this so that it lines up. That makes sense? So now I got to carry all this stuff out there and we'll go from there. Now, as you can see, they don't line up straight. This one goes this way at a little bit of an angle from that one. So that's the reason to not attach them that way. And I got to figure out the best way to either stick it down in there and twist it so that it lines up to this fitting, and probably going to be the way to go, because this is just long enough to get down into that one. You notice the blue tape. I put this in first without it, and of course kick some dirt into it, and I really don't want dirt in the water. So let me get the glue on these things and keep our fingers crossed so I can get this right the first time. Otherwise, it's gonna be an issue. Alright, here goes. There goes nothing. I think I gotta get my big channel locks out to tighten that up. But that seems good. Now to do the other end. Basically the same thing, only I gotta cut a piece of pipe. let's see how that end lines up. Whoa. Definitely be easier with two people. Ow. Especially seeing how I didn't dig a straight trench, but I got a cut about an inch off. Better too long than too short. Okay, now here we go again. this one lined up better. Cool. Just give the glue a little bit to dry, and then we'll find out if it leaks. Remember, that tank's got 1,200 gallons in it, more or less, and this one's got 600 gallons. So this one's only full to about here, and the other one is full to here. So if the joints don't leak, and which I don't think any of the glue joints are, I'm a little worried about that connection down there, but we'll find out. Let's give it a little chance to dry. All right, so I've given it a good 5-10 minutes to dry. This is where I worry. The other end, I'm not so much. So let's see. Open it up. Can you hear the water coming out? I don't see a drip. That's a good thing. Now, I don't know if this is full all the way, but like I said, I didn't really worry about that joint. Now, we should be able to hear it when I open this up. The water running from that tank to this tank. Oh, that's hard. Well, I don't know if you could hear that thumping, but this one was only full to there. It should come up somewhere in there. All right, no leaks at this end, no leaks at that end, and I'm going to leave it uncovered until tomorrow. And just to be sure that we don't have some little pinhole, or actually I'll check later tonight. So there we go. That's the next step. What was that noise? That sounded like my cat. I will bury this down. I'll lay the pallets over tonight, keep the cows out. So there's that. Now it's gotten hot, and what I've been doing is running errands in the afternoon. So I'm gonna go down to Sierra Vista, about an hour away, and pick up some supplies for one of the next projects, one that I really got to get to. So I'll see you next time here on the homestead. We'll keep on just plugging away. I still got to pick up that mess.